Right. Hey guys.
Even if they haven't released
So this is like grassroots, she was saying.
this is the grassroots. This is the lowest level of representation there, the lowest level of elected officials.
That's good.
So guys, we are at a city neighborhood council meeting in Hollywood, actually right next door to the LAPD department that gives us all the harassment. And so this is like what I've been explaining is like this is like for grassroots.
Serves every neighborhood.
So we're here just to share our story and just to kind of give them some insight of what's going on really behind the scenes of Scientology and just bring awareness to these people because a lot of these people probably don't even know about it. And so we all get like 2 minutes to share. Hey Heather. Okay, so I'm just going to set up here real quick. This is not gonna. That's not gonna hold, is it? What's that?
Because I know this is my
Well, yeah, because I was expecting that we were gonna go into some like what we did downtown, and I was like, oh,
that's commissioners. Those are big
so that's a
shots.
commissioner level.
Yeah, those guys make
Hey, Susan.
real power just now, except for themselves. Well, they spend the money. They get a certain amount of budget every time they can spend money. But they're also the ones that are going to be like, say, if Scientology are going to do cleanups, they all work together.
Hey, Janet. Okay, hold on. I'm just trying.
We can chat for now.
How did you guys hear about the meeting?
Email.
I looked for
You got
it.
the email?
Yeah, I got an email.
Nice
Yeah.
to talk to you.
I had to look you up, and it's hard to find.
CHNC council, but it didn't say, usually it comes and says meeting,
Uh-huh.
and there's a link to the meeting. So it was about this, and there was no link to the meeting. I knew a meeting was coming up, so I had to go to the website, go to the calendar, and find it. So we let it notice of the meeting.
It's not very user
I had to go to
friendly.
the comment area to find that address to where to come.
Okay, so that should all be in the newsletter then for next
Let
time.
me take some notes.
Yeah, this is.
I know it'll be structured a little different, I'm sure.
No,
It's very hard to find.
Is this a
y'all
new
wanna do
meeting?
what's best.
Huh?
Is it a new meeting?
Oh, it's monthly. They do monthly.
Okay, because it sounds like everybody's like, this is brand new to me.
Yeah, no, the board's been on for, they got elected in July, so they should, probably mostly.
A location and a link to the meeting.
That's all it's all.
At the top, date, address, and time.
For the agenda, so the agenda was there.
Yeah.
And then
I
Janet has
appreciate
the-
that, but there was no
Oh,
link to the meeting. To be sure, I wasn't sure whether it was just gonna be Zoom or was it gonna be in person.
I think it could be a lot more, like you had to jump through some
Yeah,
hoops I
so
had to do
we're
to
just here
find the
to-
agenda. I think it's just so much easier if you just have like, right up, like, here's the agenda. It always goes to old agendas, and then you had to kind of dig around, figure out how to get to the new agenda, where it should be the opposite. The old agenda should be harder to find, the new one should be the easiest.
I actually have the same issue.
Is that prior to today? Whenever you click on it, it always goes to the old agenda?
Always.
Always.
And so I want to go to your website, I want to hit agendas and see what's on this agenda. And, because I don't want to have to invest so much time to like, okay, I have to figure out now, how do I find your old agenda, your new agenda.
You know what's interesting? I thought it was just me that happened to, and so now I'm glad that you said that.
Yeah, no, it's a regular issue.
Hey, you know, this is the most serendipitous delay for us because we don't really get a chance once we get into the mode of the meeting. We're basically stuck in it, and then it's public comment, and then we're not allowed to say stuff.
We can't
So
chat.
this feels so much hi Hollywood, what's poppin'? It's good to see you. It's nice to meet people who are.
Interesting getting involved.
Yeah, let's all be involved. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Let's be involved.
Restructure that, have them come earlier, that way we could all do that.
Straight
I
up.
just joke, I'm joking, I'm sorry.
No, wait, I like that. I
Yeah.
like listening to ideas. That is a good idea. Why not have a just half hour soiree where we can just chit chat and kind of we're all neighbors.
Well, you guys service the community. and we're all community members.
Exactly.
It would be nice to do like a little mixer before.
I mean, we're literally just like you all, because we're just volunteers.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna
I know.
ask that,
Right,
yeah.
We're just volunteers. We don't have like any like political power, like in the sense of like,
Well-
the thing that's most political that we could do is we could write a letter to our representatives and say, we talked to our neighbors,
And this is what we want.
and this is what we thought was a good idea, and then they'll do what the heck they wanna do.
You get to pass out, you get to see what money, like where you want the money to go to, that
We
they
can make
give you.
suggestions. And we
No, you
should
can
all-
actually, you can fulfill
Oh, no, no,
service
no,
grants.
Right.
actually,
Casey?
Purpose
we
grants.
can do some grants, yeah, we can do some grants and stuff like that, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
And CISs.
Hi everyone.
Oh, good to know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying.
But we're gonna get started.
Well, now, how long has this organization been open for?
I just joined 2 months ago. I just.
Okay.
So, I'm not sure exactly the
What, the,
organization.
I think that the whole entire neighborhood.
Central Hollywood.
The entire
All
neighborhood
99.
city council program started like 2011, somewhere around there, like the
Okay.
early 2010s.
I thought it was like 1999.
And you guys know about the program? You wanna know about the program?
Please.
A little bit? Okay, so I learned about this program from a friend of mine who was like 18 years old, and he saw that there was this organization happening, and they were granting money to the police department. Because that's one of the things, that's one of the like departments that asks for grants. And he didn't like that, because he wanted the money to go towards kids. So he ran, and he was like 18, and that's where I learned. And one of the things I learned is there's 99 neighborhoods in the city of Los Angeles.
Neighborhood councils.
Neighborhood councils. Well, neighborhoods, because there's every neighborhood is a council.
There's more than 9 neighborhoods, we're
Oh.
just neighborhood councils.
Okay.
And we're gonna fight for the underrepresented neighborhoods.
Hi, my name's Alvina, I've been on the board
Oh, this
since
is president.
2012, so I'm going on 10 years.
Okay.
2014, sorry, yeah, 10 years, I've been on the board for 10 years. President like 9 out of those 10 years, so if you got any questions, let me know, but I assure you, this is not a standard. And I'm very embarrassed that, Sunshine sent an email that said this is the new CHNC and that we're so unprepared today. So I sincerely apologize, and I'm going to be speaking to my board about being better prepared, so we don't waste any of your time. I find your time to be valuable, and I'm so sorry that we are not set up today. I'm incredibly embarrassed and disappointed in my board. I cannot say this any other way. Because I was out here with you two, you know.
Okay, they haven't started yet. They're about to start, but they haven't started yet.
Organized, Daniel, we gotta do better with these people.
Do you guys have term limits?
Yeah, it's right by the Wilcox, you know that kind of colorful building at the south side.
President Alvina has been on this board for
just
whatever,
the-
10 years now? 10
Of the
years.
building.
Of the parking lot of the
I myself have been on
LAPD.
board
Right by the
for
parking lot of
40
the
years.
south side.
Crystal is, like she said, a couple of months in,
on
Sunshine, a
Santa
few months in,
Monica.
but you know, everybody has.
Yeah,
different times
it's on
they've
Santa
been
Monica,
here.
the entrance.
But the main thing is that
You
we're all
just,
here for the same
yeah, you
purpose,
just
and that's
enter and
serving
then
people,
you'll see
you know,
like the
so
doors are still.
mistakes will happen sometimes, hopefully not all the time. So just thank you for your patience, you know, we'll be getting started right soon, okay?
The only thing the quorum technically, this is a board of 9, 5 is quorum. Why does quorum matter? Once we make our decisions, the NPGs that people are here for, and the letters that anybody wants to write, we cannot approve unless we have quorum, 5 of 9.
Robert rules.
So what I could do is get started. Let's just get started on
I think you've heard all that before, huh?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Yeah, I knew, you had that I knew look.
Yeah, no, we're just digging into it deeper and deeper. We're just digging into it deeper and deeper. Oops.
Days, it takes time to get to the solution.
Yep. Hey guys, so we're here at the Hollywood Neighborhood City Hall, and we're doing a council meeting with the council people. Thank you. They don't have offices necessarily. They're not elected people, but they're volunteers, and they help spread the word of the community back into the city council offices. And so they're running a little behind today, setting up. And so we're just, oh, thank you. And so we're just kind of sitting here, waiting for them to set up. And so we're just gonna all share like 2 minutes of our, what we think is going on in the city that needs to be addressed. Of course, we're here about kids can't consent, and just bringing awareness hopefully to these younger people that actually can make a difference probably by just standing up for what they're hearing outside in the neighborhood. So that's why we're here, guys. What, right? Yeah, you could.
Were there any events that you were looking forward to that you saw on the news that? Like the Easter egg hunt, or there was a spring festival?
Summer movies.
Oh, the summer movies.
All the movies.
Daniel got that all set up with different areas. Daniel, you got it at like the Pantages.
Well, that's DE, Daniel, correct. You got it at Captain Sam.
Oh, that's the other.
Yeah, and a couple.
She's over here preparing.
I have it.
She's trying to see how fast she can talk to get it in a minute.
Talking like people, too.
Does everyone follow us on Instagram?
I will though. This is a meet, this is me. They serve at the pleasure of the city council. Sounds like their job is to
Medium.
I'm there to send it to the city council that the community wants. It's all about city business. So we're here about city issues. We're not on the agenda. They asked to be on it. They will be on it. So talking. I have my mind proposals.
Hey guys, it was supposed to start at 5 o'clock, and they're running behind, so we're just waiting for them to get set up.
No, we're here for a non-agenda item. So
Yeah.
speaking, public
Yes.
comments and any rep comments. We want to be able to respond to any reps. I did see a police, I didn't look like senior legal officer White, but it looked like I saw an officer. It didn't look like White to me. I didn't think I saw another senior this, I don't think it's one, but he usually comes here.
Oh, okay.
This is his post.
Where
His
it's supposed to
council.
be, right? Yeah.
He's supposed to- Yeah, that's stuff that's helping.
Are you guys here for an FPG? Are you here for an agenda?
Just on a fire department brief. Just,
Oh, maybe that's what I saw. I remember. Your LAFC?
Thank you, so you're the FPG. You're my third one. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
no, the police department is right next door. If they cannot send an officer to the public meeting, I am gonna file. I like, that's ridiculous, because the community comes here, they wanna hear from LAPD, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, maybe, I don't know who opened that door, but somebody probably went through it, right?
Probably, I mean, I think I saw these, I.
It was closed and all of a sudden it was open, right, uh-huh.
Was it them?
Yeah, I think it was LAFD, yeah, I didn't realize it. But LAPD needs to send it, slow. I mean, like, it's, they're right attached, or right next door, it'd be ridiculous. I'll go over there and file a complaint right after this week, they'll send it, like, seriously, it's ridiculous. I think they actually see us. We're working. This is Hollywood Neighborhood Council, it's the Central Hollywood Neighborhood Council. This is the council that covers the information center. So all the shenanigans going on there, we're here, it's just entertaining, I'm just saying, we're not questioning things today, because it's outside of the purview, but we're just here to educate them to start introducing them to their image really well. Yeah, well, you know what? So, it's my complaints. Yeah, if I'm definitely gonna, you know, we'll get a minute to talk to the fire department.
Might get mad when I do this.
You might also want to.
I'm not blaming them. It's not blaming them. So I agree with you, I don't blame them at all. I want accountability, transparency, you know, gotta trust us here.
About my compound security law.
This is doing seriously. Hopefully trust people too.
How is it?
I didn't prepare them.
I didn't prepare that.
Pardon me?
Well, see how it goes and then
Yeah,
the
yeah,
next
I
time,
need time.
that's fine.
Or if I
See
think,
how
I'll
we-
probably fix
You will.
the door and,
And she's like, so, she's smart, she's really on top of it. You know, it's, things are-
anything you can't spit out in a minute, just pass it on to
okay,
me.
we get 2 minutes for the,
Yeah.
that's good, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Really like,
There you go, anything on it, anything you break it out under 2 minutes, it goes to
We're
me
gonna,
and then
yeah,
I'll.
we're gonna do it, it's like doing the basketball or like, you know,
Yeah,
like the
pass it on.
This is our,
Most of the time, you do.
Yeah, we love cheese too. They say they love you.
Oh, thanks. My chat said you're a badass, so.
Aw.
There you go.
Thank you very much. It's supposed to start at 6. What time is it now?
Alright, so we're now recording this meeting, and it is 6:22. I am, again, so sorry for the delay today. We take full responsibility for our delay for starting point. So, yeah, I'm gonna start with quorum. Roll call. I am here. Daniel Perez is online, not here. Charles is absent. Nye, here. Shawnee, here. Sunshine,
Present.
Tamara's not here. Daniel,
Here.
Crystal? Yes. Okay, so we have quorum, because one is 5 out of 9. So, on the consent calendar, there's just the approval of the minutes. Did you get a chance to put the minutes into the drive?
We'll check that out.
You didn't put not been there like last month, Daniel? People need a chance to look at it over the weekend?
Yeah, I'm sorry, we did talk over the weekend about it, I have not did that, that is my issue, guys. I'm sorry, I didn't do that.
Okay, all right, so we will not be able to look at consent calendar. No special orders, looking at elected offices, departments, organizations that are in attendance, we have the fire department here, so they'll come up first. I just wanna ask if anybody is online, anybody here online, to see if there's anybody here. Can you just let me know what department you're with, if you are here? But in the meanwhile, would you guys like to pop up and give us your FDA report? And if so, could you just do that right here so that we have this logo arm on you? You go right there.
Over there?
Yeah, he's the-
By the TV.
By the flag, by the flag.
The presentation area.
And then you turn the nose, turn the. So we pointed at this.
I don't know where it was.
No, sorry, he's like gonna turn.
Are you ready for your close-up?
There you go, there you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
I should stay in one spot.
It's like central casting.
Keep you on your toes. All right, I'm just pulling up my notes. Good evening, everyone. My name's John Agnostic. I'm working Battalion 5 tonight, which is located right here at 1327 North Cole. For the report, I'd like to share with you that in reports for the activity for this neighborhood, fire station, this neighborhood council has generated in quarter number 4, excuse me, 752 calls in that quarter, which leads to about 8.8 calls a day of service for this district area. Your home fire station is Fire Station 27. So in total for the city in that quarter, the fire department ran 43,194 calls in quarter 4, and 752 were in this district for this quarter, 469 for the year, and 8.2 a day. A couple of reminders, you know, as you're seeing these late storms, February, according to National Weather Service, is our most wet season. We do have some urban flooding that occurs with the high volume of rains like we saw this weekend. We've had some impacts causing of rain. So a couple of discussion points with rain and inclement weather. We do get 3 days notice, so you can prepare your pets, your loved ones, if you have a plan in case you're in an area that's prone to where you may have some significant weather concerns with water flooding. So, like I said, February is mostly our wettest month, leading into right now, which we're a month going in March. These are late storms as we're approaching spring. So additionally, again, with March comes the newsletters. We have a festive newsletter for March, again, reminding about flood watch, flood advisory, flood warning. Flood watch is monitoring the weather 3 days out. We know when inclement weather begins. Flood advisory is pretty much be aware of what's going on around you. Flood warning is take action, mind your waterways. Yesterday, we had a swift water rescue, so that was still people walking around there, enjoying our riverways for exercise, and just be mindful of moving water. You know, saying goes, turn around, don't drown. Water as low as 1 inch of moving water can sweep you off your feet. So just a couple of safety items as we're finishing up this wet weather and the amount of volume of calls that we've had in this area. So that's all I have from the fire department for right now. If there's any questions. Yes, ma'am?
Thank you, sir. A bunch of your calls has been from fake calls from the Scientology Center. And actually some of the recordings have been released, and it sounds like the person is on the inside of Scientology because they really knew the layout of like the basement and everything. And so we're just trying to find out from the fire department, are they investigating, because that's an exorbitant amount of calls. Also for La Poubelle, the restaurant, which I'm not sure if it's in the same district, there is almost nightly, there are fake fire and police calls utilizing up resources by, and like Scientology is tax exempt, so they're not paying taxes, but they certainly are utilizing the resources or whoever's calling.
What
And I
was
do
the
believe
other venue you said?
La Poubelle, the restaurant, those two, it's constant calls, fake calls coming in and trying to harass people who, are protesting their behaviors, their
I've
practices.
documented that, but I can't respond on that. I'm not aware of that situation at that station, for those incidents.
Can you put in that the community would like to have an investigation to get to the bottom of, especially the calls that we heard, they knew the inside layout of the basement of the Scientology Center, so that has to be somebody on the inside,
Okay.
unless it's wrong. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I second that.
Okay.
I third that.
Question, Chief?
Morning here.
If we ever, had an earthquake and opened Lake Hollywood, how approximately deep would it be in the museum, or about how many feet of water? I mean?
What's your question?
Sure. If we had a bad quake, it opened Lake Hollywood, because it's an open to this side of the valley or the area. How deep would the water, how far would it come? Would it come basically as far as this?
Up from the reservoir?
Yes.
There is flood studies on that. I don't know up to this street where it would be or what the residual water flow would be from there, so I'd have to get back to you on that.
All right, thank
And
you.
that's at,
Calls for this neighborhood, can you tell us how it compares with other neighborhoods in the city? Is it on the high end, low end?
well, that's comparable because the districts are different or density, so it'd have to be of like a neighboring area, like one over, not from other areas in the city, because the population is more dense or less, so I'd have to look at that. So it'd have to be a analysis of an equal size district, same area, population for that.
Any other questions? All right, thank you for.
You're welcome.
Maybe, if you want to come back to Fort Money every month, we can always see.
We'll do that, and I'll be able to monitor it from the.
Yeah,
Zoom.
absolutely.
Thank you.
And what you have for your newsletter, you can share that with us and we can include it in our newsletter.
Okay,
Or link to you.
I'll let them know. I'll tell Captain Corey Jackson, he's our resiliency officer, so we can, make that connection.
You just had someone join your board and I wasn't introduced, and I thought maybe you'd like to introduce her.
For the minutes, would you put, Tamara's arrival time?
Yep.
For roll call, this is Tamara.
Thank you.
So much for
All right.
coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I don't see any government representatives that just do a walk report. Online, if we have any government representatives, can you, press star 9 or raise your hand? Normally we have any representatives. Okay, I see. Here we go. Hello, Officer White.
Hello, Elvina and everyone else. Thanks for having me. I'm actually on vacation this week, but I've been calling in just a quick hello and a brief update. We made it through Oscars. Last week we had the LA Marathon, both are significant events with big drawing resources, and both we survived both of them. And entertainment district wise, I don't have any specific updates. It's pretty much business as usual. Still monitoring nightlife activity with the clubs and whatnot, and then conducting as many foot beats as possible for the to suppress mostly the retail theft with my partner Officer Cohen. It's kind of quick. I know if there's any questions or anything that I can help out with without any, if I'll be happy to take with you.
Thank you, Officer White. Any questions? Yes.
There was a shooting at Hollywood Hookah, and then somebody got jumped 10 people on one. Is there an uptick in any kind of gang activity in our area, or reason for this escalation in violence specifically on Hollywood Boulevard?
Do you hear a question? The speaker's kind of on the other side. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it well, thank you.
Perfect.
there isn't an actual blamed gang territory that's active. There's some old claims to 18th Street, but most of those pretty much fallen by the wayside. So the majority of our violent crime, if it is gang-related activity, is from somebody from a neighborhood comes to Hollywood to either a party to whatever, and they typically will run across somebody else from a rival gang, or you have oftentimes even you have gang members that are both from the same set, but they just get into arguments and when drinking is involved. So there isn't any specific gang-related like anything where we can work a specific gang, like do a traditional neighborhood where it's the same players, same places, same sort of behavior. Hollywood Boulevard just sort of gets that whatever shows up that night causes problems. So it's something to look at if we're getting any information. Actually, and maybe I've been off for a couple of days. Maybe I'm not aware of the shooting that occurred at Hollywood Hookah, so I'll definitely have to follow up with that when I get back in.
Yeah, I'd love to somehow get extra patrol or something in that area. It's just been getting worse and worse.
Yeah, that's tough. And the entertainment district already has its own entertainment detail. They are monitoring us. We don't have as many problematic nightclubs as we used to in the past. So the few that are having a few issues, we have been monitoring. Typically speaking, Hollywood Hookah was not one of them. But if there's an emerging problem, it's something I definitely will address. I do have a line of communication with that owner, and I can see if something's changed or something different's going on, and sometimes that will resolve it as well.
That was actually the second shooting that happened at Hollywood Hookah, so yeah, I'm surprised that, that hasn't been an issue before, because, yeah. But, thank you, I appreciate that.
Sure.
Any other questions from the board? Any questions from stakeholders? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I want to ask, there's protests going on regarding Scientology and La Poubelle. I'm here to talk about that later. But there's been several occasions, or about 4 different occasions, where LAPD kind of, goes back to their old routines to harass protesters. The ACLU has been aware of this, where they arrest them on bogus charges on a Friday, knowing full well that all the evidence is going to get them exonerated, because by Monday, Wednesday, by the time they take them to court, the judge or the DA, city attorney, is going to look at it and dismiss it. But they still get their pound of flesh, because it's a Friday. They have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. They take them to court the very last minute. And these are shenanigans that keep going on, that have happened numerous times within the past 2 months. And so, Slow White, I am asking you guys to stop doing that. It's not fair to the community, and if it's happening to people who are peacefully protesting, it can happen to you, it can happen to anyone in this community. And I just want everybody to be fully aware this is happening. There's enough evidence that it's happening, and we're asking that it to please stop. Thank you.
All right, I'll address that in the sense of the LAPD, we have to make arrests based upon probable cause, which is a different burden than what a district attorney or a city attorney looks for what it takes to win a case. So for us to make an illegal arrest in any situation requires probable cause. Probable cause doesn't necessarily mean one way or the other whether a district attorney will file that. And this isn't the only situation where we make good arrests where there's probable cause to believe a crime happened. The district attorney won't file, or a city attorney won't file based upon their belief of whether they can convince a jury. So, it's a tough situation, and we can't sit there and go, we're not going to make an arrest, or we are going to make an arrest without evaluating each individual case, and without trying to step on anybody's toes or interrupt any sort of peaceful protest, because we facilitate. Our mission is to facilitate peaceful protests. If there's stuff that's happening that is rising to the level of probable cause, we have to make those evaluations and act appropriately. So we can't commit to one way or the other. We just have to evaluate each instance in the future as it happens.
Yeah, but you refuse to watch the videos that would have exonerated these people immediately, and your officers are refusing to look at it. So can you please do better in the future and actually look at the evidence before you make up your mind on probable cause? That's all we're asking. Thank you.
Sure.
No, I'd like to chime into that, Mr. White. Yeah, there was a recent arrest of one of the protesters. His name is Danny, and he was actually harassed by an older man on a little scooter, and he was pressing charges of a hate crime against him. And you guys would not even look at the video, and I was actually able to pull up video of 30 days before that shows that exact same guy coming after me on his scooter. So he's definitely some sort of plant by Scientology, yet you guys did not take a moment to actually look at any of our videos. You immediately just arrested him and threw him in the car without taking any time to investigate whatsoever. What is behind that thought?
So this happened in Northeast, correct, at the Blue Building?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a totally different division. Again though, and trust me, an officer.
I can't trust you, so don't say trust me.
Okay, so let me, actually, which is fair enough, I understand maybe you don't trust me, and there are definitely two sides that make these stories. I'm not somebody who's trying to support Scientology any more than any other community member. I've expressed this before. Any of the problems you guys have with the organization of Scientology, that is not an issue for me as well. Your calls for them to be better as an organization, I think are valid. And any problems that are brought up that they have organizationally, I think should be addressed by them. And your message about, I've heard it before about the tax exempt status, that's an issue that you guys have every right to bring up. And no one here at the LAPD is trying to stand in the way of that.
I'm not asking you to talk about, Officer White, I'm not talking about the tax.
If you're gonna ask me questions, I'm on my day off again trying to help out with this neighborhood council. If you don't want the answers, then we don't have to go through this. Thank you.
I didn't ask you about the tax exempt. I asked you why you guys are not doing your job.
Thank you, sir.
I do agree, he was trying to address your,
No, he was talking about tax exempt. He was not addressing what I was talking about.
but you said it was a different division, right?
Well, he finds himself that he's here in the Hollywood division, and we were downtown LA, and all of a sudden he pops up downtown LA, dressed all in uniform, which I think there's actually a law against that, and actually was enforcing the law in a different district. So he seems to be all over the place. So why isn't he protecting people all over the place?
That's not his duty.
But the arrests happen here too. There's been
Yeah, the
several
arrests has happened here
illegal
too.
arrests here too, in Hollywood division.
I just think he was trying to answer your question, though. And it is his day off, he is here. because-
I don't care if it's his day off.
It is Cesar Chavez Day, which is why a lot of our representatives aren't here. That's actually the reasoning, when I was asking you why, that's the reason it's actually a holiday for our election, for the offices. Okay, so thank you so much, Officer White, and enjoy your vacation.
All right, thank you, Almeida. I'll be in contact with you guys soon.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye. Before we end the government representatives, is there anybody else online? But I'm assuming not because of the holiday. So, okay, we'll go on now to public comment. This is anything that's not agendized. You have up to 2 minutes to speak on anything. If you can just do it from the corporate receipts, so we'll just put a timer on, so we have one non-agendized item. If you might want to, it's up to you.
Yeah, no, I'm
I
ready
mean,
to
if you'd like
speak.
to come to the
It's up to you,
presentation.
really.
Oh, if you want me to come up, sure.
If you'd like to.
It's not necessary.
Okay, I can stay here, that's no problem. I think I can project loud enough, that's good. Okay, I am here and I plan to keep coming here because of Scientology. They are a lousy neighborhood, and the reason I am so passionate about this is because of this man right here. He grew up in Scientology, was victimized by Scientology. At first, I showed up at the protest just because I was curious. But then I spoke to him and I found out the hell he went through and what he put his, what his family has to go through. But it's just, I'm here for that. And I'm here to let you know that that center that is on Hollywood Boulevard wants to reopen. The protest got it shut down. They stopped because they were doing no more business. They are predatory. They do predatory activities outside, and we're sick of the predatoriness, and we got it shut down. But now that we're gone from there because there's nothing to protest, they are trying to get back in. So I'm here and I'm gonna keep coming here until you know that what they do is predatory. They abuse children, they abuse seniors, and I'm not gonna sit there and just allow them to come back into our community and do business as usual without the board's full knowledge about what is going on in our community with Scientology. And I don't care that they come and do cleanups. I don't care that they say, oh, we have narco. I don't care. What they do is egregious. It's unacceptable. It's unforgivable. And really, I want to see there's no more children having to deal with the abuses. And like I said, I can't tell everything in 2 minutes. But I'm hoping, I did ask for time, for a 10-minute time, so the victims who grew up in this can talk and speak their mind. And I know your rep said it was okay, but if it's not what you want to do, that's fine too. We could just come and little bit by little bit, they can get the story out. And so I'm hoping that this is hard on him. This gentleman right here grew up in this. He was victimized by this. We have this person here who lost a major account in social media because believing in what's going on and wanting to eradicate this abuse. So you please listen to the community as we speak to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comment?
I stand before you today a child survivor that was born and raised inside Scientology. I'm compelled to raise awareness about the grave injustices being perpetrated against minors within this community. Scientology, with its insidious tactics and relentless recruitment efforts, is being allowed currently to target vulnerable underage minors in our very own neighborhoods in Los Angeles. Just a stone throw away from here, there exists a testing center where Scientology practitioners lure unsuspecting minors, including but not limited to, with promises of a free personality test. This seemingly innocuous offer serves as a gateway into a world of manipulation from another country as a minor to the state of Florida. Other minors were also brought into Los Angeles from other countries. I was born into it, subjected to indoctrination from a young age, and coerced and participated in so-called audits. Extreme role-play sessions I was expected to run on adults. All of this being done when I got started at the age of 12 years old to be a so-called auditor. This practice involved being locked up in a hotel room, turned into an audited room where I was being held against my will, a traumatic experience that no child should ever endure. My passport was taken from me, being made to sign a so-called billion-year contract. The contract effectively emancipated me from my parents at 15 years old, with no law court overseeing any of that process.
30 seconds.
Today, I'm here as an advocate for change to shine a light on the plight of children who are born and recruited into Scientology, subjected to abusive practices, and fall under aggravated child abuse. Kids are treated as if they were so-called adults in small bodies, something that creates a total power dynamic that is literally indefensible. It is imperative that this city understands the gravity of this issue and takes proactive measures to protect our most vulnerable citizens' kids.
Thank you so much. Sorry to interrupt.
Thank you so much. That takes bravery.
Yeah, I just, all of you on the board there, if you guys want to make a difference, I invite each and every one of you to actually look into Scientology and understand what Scientology is. It's a child trafficking ring, okay? Kids are getting molested in there over and over and over. It's like a Jeffrey Epstein on crack. So I invite each and every single one of you, if you guys want to come onto a city board and make a difference, this is how your voices can make a difference. By getting up here and understanding what is going on in the community that you're out here representing. Not necessarily, it's like, I heard someone say, oh, what activities are you guys excited about? What about that? What about the activities that these kids were not able to participate in because they're stuck inside of this organization that is a child crime organization? So I invite each and every one of you, when you have a moment and you want to make a difference and really understand what's going on in the community around you, look at what Scientology is doing. Look what Officer White and his other fellows are doing. They are corrupt with this foundation. I've seen it over and over and over. I've seen the underlying issues that they're so married into Scientology. They used to even have a kiosk inside of their building over here supporting Scientology. They're having their holiday parties over at Scientology's property because Scientology is gifting them the space to use for their holiday party. That's a conflict of interest if you ask me.
They're not out there protecting these kids. Like I mentioned earlier about Danny getting arrested by this guy on a scooter, an older guy runs into him and says, oh, it's a hate crime. A white old man against a Latino kid, a hate crime, really? I pulled up the same exact video where he was doing the exact same thing to me, and I had no idea what was wrong with him. I thought he was drunk. But then when you put the two and two together and you show the police this, did he take the time? Do they take the time to look at these issues? No. They're being bought off, and you guys, I invite you guys, I implore you guys to look at the depth of this.
Thank you for the invitation.
Any other public comment? I see no hands. Any public comment online? All right.
Can we make a comment?
No, not the board, not the public comment. Under, at the end, there are member comments. So going into the business, under committee reports, we're gonna start budget and finance. We have 3 MPGs today. Thank you all for coming. We're gonna start with, my friend's place. Erin, if you come up here, I'm just gonna read off. I'm making a motion to approve $1,000 MPG. This is the name for the purpose grant to my friend's place to support the purchase of clothing. Erin's gonna go and talk about the organization and what the $1,000 would, purchase, but essentially it's clothing. So, maybe if you could tell the group about your organization and the needs.
Yeah, thank you, Alina.
Oh, sorry, can I have a second?
Second.
Whatever, go ahead, sorry, just, yeah.
Thank you for inviting me here tonight. My Friend's Place is an organization in Hollywood. We're right on Hollywood Boulevard and the 101 freeway. We have been serving the Hollywood community for 36 years. Our mission is to be a community that cultivates for young people impacted by homelessness. And we definitely do use a community approach to do this. Our vision is that we live in a Los Angeles that effectively prevents and responds to youth homelessness. We serve about 75% young men, and we rely on the community. Maybe some of you in this room have given us donations in the past, for which we're grateful. Something happened during COVID where the community, we're just getting fewer clothing donations, and so we're not able to clothe the young men that are coming through for services. So this grant would be used to buy clothing for the young men that we're serving and getting them on the track to wellness and housing and the lives that we want to live in.
But specifically, Erin has spoke about underwear, socks, things that can't be donated from the community. So those things would be purchased brand new. The drop-in center hours are.
Yeah, so currently we operate 5 days a week. We hope to be back to 7 days a week at some point, but Monday through Friday, 10 to 2.
And anybody can come in during that time, and there's casework.
Yeah, 12 to 24-year-olds, and we just have a new innovation program that we've launched for young people who we already have met by the time they turn 25, because we were seeing them get very much lost in the adult system of care. So we're keeping them in care and connection a little bit longer. But yes, 12 to 24-year-olds. Last year we served 835 individuals.
Any questions about the organization? And this is the only focused organization in Hollywood?
It's not. Hollywood has a big consortium of organizations that have to serve. Transitioning youth 18 to 24. It's my friend's place. We're definitely a big part of that constellation. From the Gay and Lesbian Center, Covenant House, Youth Emerging Stronger, and the Salvation Army of Women.
Wonderful. Does anybody have questions about my friend's place? Ms. Nicola, have any questions? Yes, sir.
What's the website?
myfriendsplace.org. No, all over, no apostrophe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And so, if there are no further questions, we will take a vote to help with the clothing.
Hi, guys. So we're pretty much done with the city council tonight. And once again, this is just a board of volunteers that are bringing this information back to their city council members. And this is grassroots here. And so that's why we're here today doing this, just bring the message across to these young people. Hopefully they can make a difference and step up to the plate.
And you heard once I was talking to Officer White how he kind of skirted over to the tax question. I didn't even ask anything about the tax question inside of my question to him. So he was skirting the conversation once again, as he always does. So with that, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and say good night for today, and we will see you guys soon. I will see you soon. Everybody have a great night. Thank you for being here and supporting us. We really, really appreciate it, and we will talk to you guys soon. Cheers.